Ange Postecoglou was right in what he said on the overlap today, and here's why. I believe whatever he was saying, what he was saying was so correct. The fact that we don't pay their wages compared to the other big six clubs, we don't. It's a matter. It's a fact. It's actually a fact. Our wage bill compared to Arsenal, your Man Cities, your Manchester Uniteds, is nowhere near the level. Nowhere near the level. And that's why we are struggling so badly this season, and even last season in the league. Cool. And first season, he mentioned this in the overlap, if you haven't watched it, He says, look, in my first season we came 5th. Cool. Second season, we signed Dominic Solanke. He said he was happy about that. I was keen on Solanke, he said that. But then, to change the titles and stuff, we need to sign Prem-proven players properly. Not just Solanke, And they signed him Solanke, Bergval, Archie Gray, and Wilson Odobert. No disrespect to them youngsters, I love them all. I love Bergval, I love Archie Gray, and I love Wilson Odobert. Especially Odobert. I think Odobert's come to his own this season. Unfortunately, he did pick up the ACL injury, which should leave him out for the rest of the season now, unfortunately. It will be a big miss for our season. But, honestly, for someone that came 5th, Europa League football, we need a bigger squad. 4 signings, and 1 only being Prem-proven is not enough. It's not enough. Especially with European football on the side as well. How do you expect the club to move up and move on straight away? And challenge for titles, challenge for Champions League, challenge for the Europa League. Even though we did win the Europa League, obviously, with them signings. But in hindsight, before the season started, that summer window was actually disgraceful. And that's why Ange, in the league, he binned it off. He was like, you know what, these players, that we can't keep playing full strength in the league, but we're going to come 10th or 11th. Let's go out for the Europa League. He done that. Ange Postecoglou went all out for the Europa League and won. He won us a major trophy. Conte didn't do it. Mourinho didn't do it. Maurizio Pochettino didn't do it. Thomas Frank hasn't done it. Ange Postecoglou done. He dared and he did. He literally done our motto. He dared to drop that. He dared to go and win that Europa League. He dared to drop the Premier League off and go out for the Europa League, and he done that. To dare is to do, and he done it. And anyways, he comes home from Bilbao. The players are there. Obviously, they're all pissed out the Reds. And gets there Friday for the parade. Everyone's having a good time. The fans are united again. We all feel a love for our club back. We're all saying we've got our Tottenham back now. We've won a trophy, the first trophy in 17 damn years. Our first European trophy for over 40 years. Ange Postecoglou done that. Ange Postecoglou done that for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And after the parade, a few days later, the news comes out, he's been sacked. He's been sacked. But then, he said in his overlap today as well, he said they want a manager to fight on all fronts. How can you fight on all fronts when you're signing players like Solanke, Wilson Odobert, Archie Gray and Bergval? What? How do you expect to fight on all fronts with the wage structure we've got? How? Tell me how. We can't. It's impossible. We have Man City spending a ridiculous amount of money and on wages as well. Semenyo, Gehi, they signed him like that in January. Arsenal, Declan Rice. Bukayo Saka, new contract, 300 grand a week. Aubameyang when he was there, 350 grand a week. Ozil, 350 grand a week when he was there. Chelsea, how many players did they? How much money did they spend? How much wages did they spend? Manchester United, the amount of pool they have because they're such a big club, and they also pay the wages. We act like a big club, but we're not. We have the big stadium, one of the best stadiums in England, and not the best stadium in the fucking world. Yeah, we are one of the best training facilities. We probably have the best training facilities in the Premier League. We do, and it's a fact. But the wage bill does not back that up whatsoever. What world-class player is going to come from teams like Napoli, your Romas, your Juventuses, your Barcelonas, your Real Madrids? Why would they want to ever come to Tottenham Hotspur Football Club? What? Because we have a nice stadium and nice training facilities? No, that's not how it works. People look at Tottenham Hotspur, as a club, as a stepping stone. Oh yeah, I can go to Tottenham Hotspur and I can get some playing time. I can look good there and then get my big move to Real Madrid, to Chelsea maybe, to Manchester United. But that's what we are. We're a stepping stone club. It's a fact. It's an actual fact. Bale, obviously came from Southampton, some Spurs, broke out for Spurs, went to Madrid as soon as he got good. Modric broke out of Spurs, as soon as he left Spurs, went to Real Madrid. Kane broke out of Spurs, he stayed. He stayed, broke the top record goal scorer for Spurs in the league and stuff in all competitions. Left. Only player is Heung-min Son. We're a joke club. We're a joke of a club. We want to be like a big club. We want to win. They come out and say, oh yeah, we want to win the Premier League. We want to go for the Champions League. We want to go for all the big competitions. But how can you do that with such little wages compared to the other clubs in England? And maybe even the other clubs around the world, like Barcelona and Madrid. How we can't keep running at the top level and act like a big club when we are not offering enough wages. We're in for a prime example as well. We had a choice on Vicario or Raya. We had that choice. We had rumours linked to David Raya before he went to Arsenal. But we went for Vicario because he was cheaper. Because I think Brentford went 30 mil. Vicario was for 17 million, and Raya probably wanted more wages as well than Vicario. Done. That's it alone, says it. Who else have we signed? Porro. Porro's right back here. He comes from Lisbon. Cool. Good right back. I rate Porro to an extent. I don't think he's that great. I think there is better in the market. But I can take Porro. I can deal with Porro. But it's just mind-boggling to me, man. It's mind-boggling to me. Because remember guys, yeah? Pochettino back in, when was it? 2020. No, 2019, sorry. 2019. He said, after the Champions League final, he said, Spurs are in need of a rebuild. He said that in an interview whilst he was the manager at Spurs. Before the season started. And you know what the landlord said to him and looked at him? He said to him, he looked and said to him, Poch, we're going to give you a Ndombele, cool. A lot of big clubs were after Ndombele. He didn't scout him properly enough, but he was an amazing talent, Ndombele. When he wanted to play, he played really well. He was up for it. Dribbling ability was a joke. Technical ability, a joke. Passing, he had it all in Ndombele, man. But he just didn't have to fight to be a football player. At the top level anyways. Cool. Good signing. Giovanni Lo Celso. Injury prone. Barely started. Barely had an impact on any game he played. Horrible. From a Champions League finalist, you want to be pushing on. Not going backwards. Ryan Sessegnon from Fulham. I get that. I get he was one of the highest rated youngsters in the Championship. I get he was so highly rated from Fulham fans. But is seriously Tottenham? Ryan Sessegnon, after a Champions League final, are just about lucky escape to get in that top 4 for Champions League football again the next season. And you're telling me you signed Sessegnon, Lo Celso and Tanguy Ndombele and think that's enough? You think that's enough? Honestly, Danny Rose was obviously on the decline. Vertonghen was on the decline. Alderweireld, Lloris, Trippier at Spurs. He was commentating at Spurs, you could tell. Winks became awful after a while. Sissoko, you could tell his legs were gone a bit. Ali went downhill, man. Ericsson went to leave. Kane and Son were the only good bright lights in that team. Yeah? And Pochettino, the manager, a guy that's been there for 5 years. Our longest serving manager under the Enoch and Daniel Levy and that. Our longest serving manager. Listen to him. Back him. Back him. We went for a whole summer window. We were the first ever British club to not to make one transfer in a summer transfer window. What sort of big club does that? What sort of big club does that? We are not a big club. I'm sick and tired of pretending that we are. We're not. And now look at us. We're in a relegation battle this season. In January, it was a prime example as well, January, that the club don't care. We have lost so many players due to injuries. Our squad is so weak. It's stretched out to the maximum. You got Archie Gray playing goddamn right back. That's how bad it is. And you're going out and you're telling me you sold Brennan Johnson, yeah, a guy that scored goals, and you tell me bring Conor Gallagher. I like Gallagher, I do. Don't get me wrong. You bring Gallagher, and a young left back Souza. I agree with both sides. Don't get me wrong. I agree with both of them. We need a left back. Cool, we got the man. Need a midfielder. We got our man. But we needed another winger. We needed a centre back. We needed a right back. We needed a goalkeeper. I know you can't do that in January. I know you can't. It's hard. It's very hard to do in January. I get it. But to not even attempt is a disgrace alone. We had so many injuries. They should have looked at this January like it was a summer window and tried buying everyone. And go and paying over extortionate prices for the good players we need. Because now look at us. We are in such shits right now. We're in such danger of being relegated. 5 points. 5 points. We got to go to Anfield. We got Arsenal next. We got to go to Stamford Bridge. We got to go to Villa Park. That's 4 hard games already there that I don't see us winning. And there's one thing lacking at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club that West Ham have, Leeds have, Nottingham Forest have. And you know what it is? The one simple thing in football, which every club should have no matter what, which every player, every club should have no matter what, is fight and a hunger to win games. We don't have that fight. They're not built, these players we have now, they're not mentally, or they're not built at all for the relegation fight. They're not. And people probably look at me crazy. Chris, how you saying relegation fight? We're Tottenham Hotspur. We're too big to go down. No one is ever too big to go down. Fulham have come to us, peppered us. West Ham have. Who else has come to us, peppered us this season? Don't forget about the teams, yeah? We've lost 11 games in the Premier League this season. We've won 7. We've won 7 games, lost 11. What? We've won 2 games in our last 17 in the Premier League. I think, actually, no, sorry, in all competitions. 2 in 17. In all comps, is it all comps? Or it might just be Premier League, I might be getting it wrong. But I know for a fact there's 2 wins in 17 games, something like that. That is an absolute disgrace. It's a disgrace. I get Frank was an issue. He was a bad issue. A virus at the club. He was a fraud. But these players at the club, yeah, they should have took some sort of responsibility. And you know what? And said, look, grab Charles by the throat of the neck and be like, guys, look where we are on the table. We're Tottenham Hotspur. I know we're not as big as anyone else, as big as the fans like think that we are, but we cannot be in the position that we are in today. We can't. Tottenham Hotspur Football Club cannot be 16th in the Premier League and just about surviving a relegation. 25 games in, by the way, and we're 16th, 5 points clear. There's still quite a long way to go. God knows where we're going to be next season. God knows. And we need this next manager appointment is so important to our club. It's the most vital appointment we're going to make. We go down for the De Zerbi route. Go and get Roberto De Zerbi right damn now. No time wasted. Or we go for the interim route. Robbie Keane, Ryan Mason. Get someone that's going to steady the ship a bit. And then we go and get Pochettino in the summer after the World Cup. But even that's a risky move because Pochettino, with the World Cup, if they make it the whole way, obviously, he won't be back in time for pre-season anyways for Spurs. So how would that even work? So maybe the best option is, realistically, put like your heart out of it, think with your brain only. The only liable option we realistically have, in the position that we're in, is to go for Roberto De Zerbi. A manager of fight, hunger, spirit, motivation, a lead. He's a manager that will lead. He won't take no shit from these players. No way. No damn way. So maybe that's the right way to go. Go and get De Zerbi in. Before the North London derby as well. Get him pumped up for the game. Give us some sort of hope, some sort of shot at winning that North London derby. And stopping our rivals from winning the league as well. Imagine the scenes for Arsenal fans if they go and win the Premier League title and we get relegated. Oh my god. And I want people asking me, guys. Friends asking me, Chris, would you take Spurs getting relegated if you guys win the Champions League this year? No, I wouldn't take that. Why do I want my club to get relegated from the Premier League? It's an embarrassment alone. Why do I want that? No. I'd rather stay in the Premier League. Thank you very much. And we're not even going to win the champs anyways. We're not. I hope we do. I hope to God. I hope there's someone up there fucking blessing Spurs, man. And hopefully we can go win the Champions League. Who knows, man? A miracle. Anything can happen in football. And I'm a big believer of that. But you must be a delusional person who think, sit there and be like, yeah, Spurs are going to win the Champions League this year. I'm going to put all my money on it. I'm going to put my house on it. No. No one's doing that. We're not winning the Champions League. I hope we do. If we do, then by some sort of miracle, then wow, I'll be amazed. And I'll be so excited, obviously. I'll be ecstatic. I'll be over the moon. I'll forget about the league. fuck the league. But, I mean, as in, if we stay up, obviously. If we go down and win champs, it's still embarrassing, in my opinion. But yeah, that's my verdict on it. That's my little rant, I guess, on the club. I mean, it's fixed up, man. But as always, guys, come on, you Spurs.